Psychology tricks that will work on everybody. The snack man. If you are in a group of people, or even just with one other person, and you feel like conflict is about to break out, try this. Eat. People who are eating usually feel comfortable within their environment. Eating is a calming activity, and will likely help to smooth out conflict. If someone is angry with you and you start to eat, this will help keep conflict at bay. This fact was originally discovered after two people were fighting and one guy stepped in between them whilst eating a slice of pizza. He was coined the snack man. Destroying earworms. Ever had a song stuck inside your head? The melody just keeps replaying over and over inside your mind, but you can't quite seem to remember which song it is. And while you can't remember, you keep trying to remember. Which leads to you wasting a huge amount of time trying to remember the name of something incredibly pointless. Think of the end of the song, not the beginning, or the middle. Your mind will continue to think of things that are unfinished or incomplete, according to the Zeigarnik effect. Therefore, if you think of the end of the melody, the song will be complete and your mind will reset. This will release the song from your mind, so you can get back to focusing on something productive. Always agreeable. Want people to agree with what you're saying? All you have to do is start nodding whilst you're saying the thing you want the person to agree with. The nodding action makes the person start to believe what you're saying is actually true, and therefore they will most likely begin to nod as well, and agree with you. This can work in certain situations where you might need to make a good impression on someone, but don't get greedy. This won't work for everyone. Reducing the risk of conflict. If you're in a group gathering or meeting, and you think someone is likely to become aggressive towards you, sit next to them. It's very easy to show anger towards someone when they're sitting on the other side of the table, but if they're sitting next to that person, then it makes things harder and more awkward to do so. Firstly, you have to turn your body. Secondly, there is an intimidation factor. And thirdly, sitting next to each other makes things more personal, and you're unable to hide within the group's circle. Shoot for the stars. When you want something from someone, be it a certain amount of money for an item you're selling, or you want your kids to eat more vegetables, aim ridiculously high. Start by suggesting an amount that is much higher than the amount you want. When the person says no, which they should say if you've given a high enough number, then you can ask for the real amount. The other person will feel bad for already having said no, and will be more likely to accept your offer this time around. Being memorable. This little psychology trick can be incredibly useful if you're trying to stand out and give people a clear memory of yourself or the time you spent with them. It's said that people remember the beginning and the end of something the clearest. The middle, however, is where things might tend to get a little blurry. What does this mean? Well, if you're setting up a time for an interview, try and make sure you're either interviewed first or last. If you're going on a date, try picking the beginning or the end of the day. And, whilst on the date, make sure to set a strong impression for the beginning and end of the date.